Hello everyone, welcome to the first event of the Biscuit Brawl Bleague, car driving. The rules are same as in the A-League. Just get your car to the fast end as fast as possible, and you will be penalized depending on where you fall off, and these will be the penalties. We'll start with the staff run, as more of a test run, although they did get the fastest time in the A-League, which is kind of funny. Biscuit really felt that was actually really close. Nearly a 2-second penalty there. Still looks pretty good though. So yeah, 13:21. So pretty solid run. Actually, very good considering the fastest one was like 15 something. Paintballs are up first. Terrible season 2, but barely failed to qualify. Nearly tripped over there. Did lose a member though, so that will be a 2-second penalty, which will hurt them quite a bit. Just getting a 1 or 2-second penalty can like completely derail the team. Although I feel like I may be stupid, but I feel like teams will go faster if there's like less marbles in them. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Run 2, the Nightlights. Pretty average team so far. They're doing pretty well. This run looks pretty good so far though. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Had a few slip ups here and there. Including the car just going through the winning area. Uh, Also, one of them nearly fell off there, which pretty bad. Although, I mean, it does give a decent time of 15 seconds flat, first out of 2. So, looks like these times seem to be generally faster. Anyway, next up is the Cetacean Nation. Won the B League, but upsettingly failed to qualify. One of the fan favorites, so hopefully they'll do well here. But they lost one there, so 2-second penalty, which really hurt the team. It also didn't help that they weren't that fast so far. Pretty slow, all things considered. Yeah, that's where they lost one. Cart just couldn't keep up. That's 16-19, third out of 3. Not very good at all. Fourth up is the Kiwis, who uh, are okay-ish, I guess. They got 12th in the main league, so not great. Slowing up the gears real much, and they fell. So they slowed up down in the gears, but there they just tripped, and they DNF'd, so 4th out of 4. Very unfortunate for them, and they have a lot of ground to make up if they don't want to get relegated. Next up is Fairly Fairy, one of the most surprising teams to fail to qualify. 3rd in Season 1 and 6th in Season 2, one of the best teams out there until they got themselves stuck in the B League. Looks like a very fast run, though. Yeah, this looks very fast. Yeah, the squares were surprisingly competent. I mean, as competent as you can get there. That is one of the slower sections. But yeah, that was a quite fast run. And that was 14-11, first out of 5. Nice job for Fairly Fairy. Next up are the Social Butterflies. 6th in Season 1's A-League, 6th in Season 2's B-League. So maybe they'll get 6th again. That wouldn't be the worst fate in the world. This looks to be a pretty good run, though. Yeah, it doesn't look as good as Fairly Fairy, but yeah, it looks like a good run. And the card just, yeah. But yeah, uh, a little, no, the squares were pretty went pretty well. Yeah, it looks a bit slower than Fairly Fairy, but still pretty good. And will that be 14-19, second out of 6. So it is actually pretty good, yeah. Next are the Beefy Bovines, barely missed out on qualification, and then, well, barely missed out on auto qualification, and oh boy, that is not good. They got one fell in the first section, so that's a 4-second penalty. 2 seconds is already enough to, completely derail the team, but 4 seconds, geez, that is very bad. Yeah, right there. 18-10, 6th out of 7. Quite bad. Next up in Run 8 are the Dark Dragons. So let's see how they'll do. winners of Season 1's A-League, so, but then fell to third, and then got 13th in Season 2, so, a bit, inconsistent, I'd say. Looks to be a decent run, though, good run, though. Decent, good, it's good, it's a good run, I'd say. No major hiccups there. So you know what, I'd say this went pretty well for them. And that was 14-24, third out of 8. Currently in contention for a medal, although considering there's still 8 teams to go, such as the Gas Giants, it's going to be hard for them. Gas Giants got silver in the main league, I believe. Or was it bronze? I think it might have been bronze. Either way, they got podium in the B League, and this looks to be a decent run. Yeah, this is a decent run. So, they're expected to do pretty well here, as far as every single major competition, they've gotten at least in the top 5. I mean, if you ignore the qualifiers, and speaking of top 5, 15.05 seconds, 5th out of 9. Next up, the Natural Disasters. This is their first time in the Bleague, so let's see how they'll do, how they'll react to the new environment. Theoretically, they should do really well, and oh, that is very dangerous, and that's the DNF. Everything looks fast, but I think it was a bit too fast, and they end up falling into squares. DNF still slightly farther than Kiwi, so 9th out of 10 instead of last place. Next up are the Bookworms, also their first time in the league. Hopefully they won't suffer the same fate as the Natural Disasters. Although I could see it as it's okay, yeah, not very good so far. And I mean, that was expected from the Bookworms, who overall, not very good team. 13th in Season 1, 9th in Season 2. Yeah, not very good. I mean, at least no one, was thrown off, but hey, still not very fast overall. Yeah, the squares they got really stuck up on. And they got a lot of airtime here. Airtime generally is quite bad. You want to stay as close to the ground as possible, although sometimes that's just not possible. 16, 18, 7th out of 11. Not very good. Next up are the Tree Huggers, who I believe got silver in Season 2's B League. Yeah, but had a terrible qualifying, so I'm not sure how they'll do here. Looks to be very fast, though. Pretty normal on the squares, but honestly, yeah, this is a very good run. Yeah, that is a good run. Yeah, a little caught up on the stairs there, but other than that, very competent. So let's see what that'll be. 14-13, 2nd out of 12. Yeah, that was good. That was a very good run. Next up, we have the Berry Bombers. One of the 4 new teams that will be entering the Bleague. 4 of them will be entering the Cleague as well, which will be after this event. But this is a new team, and they're doing pretty well, despite their lack of experience. Yeah. Let's see how the stairs went. A little bit of airtime, but otherwise pretty good. Yeah, that was a good run, I'd say. So what would that be? 5th out of 13. Yeah, that's good. 14.29 seconds. So next up are the Crimson Killers, another new team. So let's see how they'll do. Ball section pretty fast. Oh my god, look at that one. Oh dear. It just jumped up there for the entirety of the gear section. But if you ignore that, this looks to be a fast run. Yeah, that was a fast run. So what happened there? So one of them was just shot up there, and honestly, if we didn't have that thing, well, they might have said the cards. First out of 14, though, 14.08. That was the fastest run so far, if you ignore the staff run. Next up are the CORVID crowd. Again, another new team. Looks to be pretty decent so far, and oh, nearly trips there. And oh, they're stalling on the squares. Oh, they nearly got stuck there. Oh, this is not going to be a good run. This started well, but the squares really screwed over the CORVID crowd. So what happened there? A lot of jumping. And a lot of gangs, yeah, there they got stuck, so yeah, that cost them quite a bit of time. Yeah, that was quite bad. What is that? Like, 12th out of 15, only beating the 2 DNFs and the Beefy Bovines. All of them either had DNFs or had one lose at the 4-second mark. Anyway, the final run is the Breakfast Buddies. The final new team end up, it was originally going to go to the Rocky Caverns, but it ended up going to this team instead due to popularity. You will see the Rocky Caverns in the Cleague though, and the Breakfast Buddies seem to have an okay run. Not the most impressive. 15-15, 9th out of 16. Yeah, that was fine, I guess. So Crimson Killers, Fairy Tree Huggers in the top with Kiwis, Natural Disasters, and Beefy Movements in the bottom. Tree Huggers get bronze, Fairy gets silver, and the Crimson Killers in their first ever event will get gold. And it looks like Kiwis, Natural Disasters, Beefy Movements, Corvid Crowd, Cetacean Nation, and Bookworm should be wary as they're in the bottom 6 and might get relegated to the Cleague. And the next video will be 1C, car driving, the first event of Bleague. But until then, this is Rip Biscuit signing off.